I wondered if the panel were aware of any work that's gone into identifying sort of cost-benefit analysis of doing security, because all the questions and answers so far have been about, yes, security is good and should be done early, but there's different ways of doing security, and there needs to be a balance of how much money you throw at security versus how much of a risk there is to something happening, and then if something does happen, how much it will cost to recover from that risk.
So yeah, we have a process that we use. As long as the requirements are in early in the programme, we identify what we think the risks are. We go away and look at what possible mitigations you might have. Bearing in mind you've also got a legal framework, you've got safety, and you've got other bits and pieces pushing your design. So it's not just security, and then it's a trade-off between all of those things. So I think, yeah, as long as you do it early, you have the time to look at the different options you have, and you can choose an effective solution which is within your budget and mitigates the right risks, because you need to prioritise what you spend money on. If you do that later on down the line, it's a bit more difficult to do that.
For cyber, it's hard at the moment. Part of that is to do with breach reporting and the fact that there isn't that much information out there around, well, what exactly what breaches have occurred and what were the impacts, to drive that sort of body of metrics to put it in the mainstream. So I think that will come, but I think it's fairly immature at the moment.
I'll give you an example. So IS1 won't mean anything to most boards, but Turnbull does in sort of in the private sector through a PLC. And so when I was doing my risk assessment, I aligned it with the Turnbull risks. So they understood monetary impacts, reputational impacts, and you were speaking to the board in the board's language. And cyber risks were added on the Turnbull risk register in adjacent to other business risks.